same with them. They kind of waited the whole evening until it was just right. I guess Dale was just about to reach down and tell Ryan, you know, it's time to pack up and go, when all of a sudden this deer came in. But it's kind of quartering towards them, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not a good bow shot. But Ryan didn't know that apparently. And he shot. and he hit the deer.
In the shoulder or something then, or?
Well, I don't know that they knew exactly where he hit it because it was, you know, right on the edge of dark. Well, he knew he did it. But I thought it was a gut shot, actually. And there was practically no blood trail. They did find, they found just a couple of drops of blood, you know, at about 15 yards from where he hit it. But they couldn't find the deer.
Well, that's too bad.
And so the next morning, Lee and Ryan and I went out to that spot. And you know, we found a few drops of blood that they had found. And you know, Lee had Breezy, and he kind of went out around the whole area hoping Breezy might sense something.
Right.
When we first started to go out there, though, Breezy was just totally spooked by all the deer scent. She just was freaking out practically. But once Lee got her out into the corn, she seemed to be okay. Or not corn, tall grass and stuff. And at any rate, we looked and like about every 10 yards, we found, you know, it was really hard finding it. I mean, it was almost a miracle to find it. It's like one or maybe two teeny little drops of blood on a blade of grass. And I just tied this little orange ribbon so we could see. And you could see it was like every step it took, you know, like every jump. And we could kind of see how it was arcing and what direction it was going by looking at these little orange things on the top of the grass. And sometimes we would miss, you know, a step, but then we would catch another one. But you could kind of knew roughly where to look because you could see the direction it was running. And after probably half an hour, 45 minutes, we found it.
Really?
And it was cold. It was good. The arrow had, we actually found the arrow before we found the deer. The arrow had gone in on the one side, kind of high, just, you know, behind the, you know, like mid-body wise, maybe high up, gone down through and came out low right in front of the leg on the other side. But the arrow hadn't fully pulled through. And so as it was running, apparently the broadhead snagged on something and pulled the arrow through. So,
which probably caused the bleeding to get even worse.
No, there was no blood. There was no blood on the arrow.
Really?
Not a drop of blood on the arrow.
Really?
Just the gooey gut kind of stuff, you know. You know, just there was no blood trail. Basically, that last 25, 30 yards, there was virtually no blood.
So it must have just laid down and then just died where it lay then.
Yeah, there was really essentially no blood trail. And the grass was high enough you would never see it unless you're right on it. So Dale was saying, You know, that's like a miracle you found that deer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they had, it probably didn't die quickly, so if they had disturbed it, who knows how far it could have gone.
Oh yeah.
But it was good. You know, we got there early, and, you know, it was a cold evening,
Right.
and
So, and I'm assuming these are both does then?
So how was your vacation?
It was good.
You got a trip?
Yeah. We went up to Vancouver Island. Joanne's never been through Orcas Islands. The San Juan's there.
Oh,
So instead of going up to Canada and taking their ferry,
oh,
which we've done a couple other times, we just took the Washington State ferry.
oh.
That's a pricey little trip. $69 each way.
For two of you or one of you?
For two of us. Yeah, the car and, me as the driver and Joanne.
Oh.
But, boy, it's a beautiful view. I mean, you go, sometimes it seems like you can reach out and touch the island on either side of the ferry.
Well, now, did you go up to the Brewster Art Gardens?
No, we didn't go there. We went out, the first day we went up to Sydney, which is just north of Victoria. It's kind of on a peninsula.
Oh.
And you have to go south towards Victoria and then head back up north. And we went up about 100 and some miles to a place called, Parksville? I want to say Parksville. And we've stayed there before, and it's a nice hotel. And it's right in this little cove. And it's got a real nice view.
Mm-hmm.
And it's reasonable. And they allow pets. So we stayed there.
Now, you had your dog?
Yeah, we took Pete with us. And we stayed there, and let's see. Then the next day we just did a car trip, and we went up to a couple other towns, and we just got out and walked along the beach and on the boardwalk, and just we're out and had a nice relaxing day. And then the next day we went up to the west coast of the island. You got to go through a place called Port Alberni and then out to Ucluelet and Tofino, which are right on the coast there. It's a beautiful drive. When we got there, it was that marine air where it's rain but not rain. It looks like fog.
Oh.
You just get really wet in it. And it's kind of steep there, and wouldn't have been good walking for Joanne. So we didn't even do any exploring. We just kind of looked at stuff from the car. And then we went back, and then the next day we came home.
Oh.
But it was very relaxing. I read 2 books.
Okay. What'd Joanne do? Does she read too?
Yeah, she reads too, and she just rests and put her feet up. I got Pete out, and we went for a couple of nice long walks by herself.
Oh.
When we go with Joanne, they're kind of just slow
Yeah.
little strolls. She can't walk very fast. But we got out and did that. So I wanted to find out, I saw the picture, I think Mark took. Did you take some pictures and George and Kaye send them back to us, or did George and Kaye take those?
I think they took those. I took some too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I haven't done anything with them yet, but I did take them.
Yeah,
I
well,
should share them.
Yeah, George and Kaye, they sent some photo with you, and I thought Mark was in the picture. Maybe not.
Well,
I don't remember. It might have been.
you probably were in the picture. See, they came early, And they left, they didn't eat. They left, they came, they were there a couple hours, but they came early.
Oh, to Royce and
then
Mary's?
To Royce and Mary's on Sunday afternoon.
Oh, okay. that
And
makes
everybody wasn't there then yet.
sense. Okay.
But Mark was there, I think. Weren't
Yeah,
you there to visit
yeah.
with George and Kate?
Well, yeah, I had, you know, I went to church with Royce and Mary and Mom, and then I walked over and went to Sunday school with George and Kay, and then to church with George and Kay, and then after church, we went out to the restaurant there at the Chieftain and had
Oh, yeah.
lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we all came to Royce and Mary's.
Mm.
And so then they stayed there for a while. There was somebody in town that they, in a nursing home that they wanted to visit. And so otherwise I think they might have stayed for the dinner, but
Well,
they had a couple of other things they were gonna do, I think.
yeah, I think so, because they didn't plan to stay for dinner. They wanted to come and see me, you know,
Mhm.
I suppose you, you know, because they knew they were gonna see you. And, no, they didn't plan to stay for dinner.
George had an interesting story though about his elk. He got an elk in North Dakota.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know we had elk in North Dakota. I guess it must be.
They're in that, I think in the Theodore Roosevelt National Park area.
Oh,
The Badlands.
oh, really?
There's elk in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so was that a rifle then, or was that?
Yeah,
bow?
rifle.
Mhm.
And he had gotten drawn. Once you get drawn, it's a one-time only deal, once in a lifetime thing.
Mhm.
And so at any rate, he got a tag. And his son-in-law went with him. This was just like a week before we were there. So it was like September, I think 4th, he was there hunting.
Mhm.
And they had to, you know, the Badlands is kind of hilly.
Mhm.
They had to hike in